Yes, sir.
My bad. Got a little scratch. You know what I mean? It's kind of just right there.
Oh, that congestion's finally going away.
Bro, today was like the first day that I got up and like I felt like a Disney princess. I could breathe. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm excited, bro. This is like I was talking to Freddie earlier, but once like the weather changes like this is like my favorite time to make music
Mm.
because I don't have to focus so much on my vocal performance and I can just kind of let it flow because I'm not congested no more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's dope, man. That's
You're
dope.
gonna re-record anything you've made during this time?
There's certain songs that I do re-record after that I kind of keep them tucked until I can sing it the way I know I want to sing it. It's something that I've kind of learned. Like I still got to keep recording just to stay informed. You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
once it's time, to start looking at those songs for release and stuff, then I can kind of do whatever I can do at that point.
Hmm.
But I really like to sit with music. That's something that I mentioned before. I know in the chat, like I like to make a song and really listen to it a couple times, let it sit, listen to it in a couple weeks. You know what I mean? I always want to see how it makes me feel after time has passed. When I detach myself from it a little more, maybe I've made more better music in between that time period. So going back to it, I have something better to match it up against. Even you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I always like to kind of that's the fun part for me with the music. You know what I mean?
You ever sat in not too long, you forgot what you wanted to do?
No, because I feel like if I sit on it too long, it means that song was whack.
Mm.
Maybe not necessarily whack, but it's not the vibe I'm looking
It
for.
didn't speak to you.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
like it might have been a cool joint to drop as content. Some people might have liked it because you never know. But there's a lot of music that I kind of just kind of keep in that folder of unfinished slash ideas. I'll take a lot of like lines from that kind of stuff sometimes. It's there's certain lyrics, certain flows, certain ways I put something together. Maybe I liked in the song, but I didn't like the song itself. You know what I mean?
That's something that I did with a verse about a month ago, where it was a verse that I wrote years ago, and I finally laid it down. And I was like, I don't really like it enough to really move forward with it, but let me just see how it does with content. And a lot of people fucked with it. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what I'm gonna start doing with those joints because like
Let the
they don't
people.
really speak to me as like a song that I would say this is a Quincy Jamal song.
Yeah.
But if I was flowing on it and you liked it, then that's good content. You know what I'm
I was
saying?
gonna say that. What if someone gives you advice that they like it?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's just not a Quincy Jamal song, like,
Yeah.
but if you like it, great, you know what I'm saying? That's why I'm putting the content out so you can enjoy that.
Yeah.
But it's just not, I like for that particular song, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't it. And then for another verse that I'm gonna drop soon, I laid the whole song out. I let my fiance hear it, and she said the exact. I didn't even say, that's not a Quincy
Mm.
Jamal song, but she was like, I like it, but it's not you. And I was like, you know what I'm
Damn.
saying? And so I was like, you know what, you're right. Because that's why that song is 3 years old. And it
Yeah.
never, what I'm saying, I never did anything with it because it didn't
Hmm.
speak to me the way Lester just said.
Yeah, the funny thing with the music is there's just so many phases that you go through when you're making it and the just sounds that you're looking for in that moment that sometimes when you look back on it or when you sit on it a little bit, it might give you like a different feel or it clears up the image of the song even a little more. And that's why I really, really, like I said, I really love just sitting on music just from the point of view of having some stuff that I'm waiting a couple months to see, like, okay, what is this vibe really?
Hmm.
But yeah, it's cool because even what we're talking about right now, like it just kind of goes along the lines of we're always creating regardless. You know what I mean? You might not be hitting a home run, but you're learning how to get on base. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's something that's really important when making music. Something that we've talked about before, even and just even to peel the curtain back a little bit as far as being an artist. There's not really a lot of rules to it, so you can kind of approach it however you want to approach it, but there is still rules of sound in the sense of, there's just certain things that don't sonically sound well, like, fall on people's ears or whatever the case is. And
Yeah.
the more time that you spend making the music and sharpening your skills, the better it's gonna get. Because now it's like a thing where like a lot of artists will tell you, "Oh, I don't even write, or I don't even think about it. I just say whatever, and it's that's the song, or whatever." It's kind of like a dumbed down answer, but
Hmm.
they're not doing that. You know what I'm saying? They're
Yeah.
not going in the studio and slapping together songs. That's how
Mhm.
the songs sound slapped together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's real
Yeah.
easy to do something like for in the moment, but when you're looking at it from the point of view of like you're really trying to make a piece of music that makes people feel a certain way, it transports them to a certain place when they hear it, that it's gonna hit them from the moment the production hits. Once they
Yeah.
hear your voice on it, you know what I'm saying? Like that's like the part of music.
But Tears of Joy, Rick Ross and CeeLo. You ever
That
heard
song's
that?
Yeah.
hard. Yeah,
Oh,
no.
that
Yeah, but
song every single time I hear it, I feel it. Like
Yep.
every single part of it, dude.
and that's the thing is that somebody like Rick Ross, he can make something like that. And I like Rick Ross, bro, and that's why, because he can make a piece like that or 16, which he got the perfect people to feature on
Oh
that.
yeah, that was
You know what
fire.
I'm saying? Like he can make songs like that, but then he also can cross over and do the stuff that
Mm,
commercial sound that people want,
yeah.
and that's to me is where it's like you're an artist, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like no matter what people say about him as Rick Ross, or the initial like turn off of him with the
Yeah.
the correctional off, all
Like
that
how
bull,
Lester feels.
yeah, like all that BS. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's an artist. You know what I mean? At the end of the day,
And even just tapping into the artist aspect of what you're saying, like I feel like there's just so many people that are artists in certain ways. Even just going back to like the phrase artisan. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like so many people have different things and different ways that they can kind of contribute to whatever extracurricular activity they enjoy, or something that they can actually turn it into more than a hobby. But a lot of people kind of get lost in that when they kind of get into the cycle of working and getting home and being tired of working, and then it's like you're kind of just in a state of limbo until you go back to work. You know what I'm saying? And then it just kind of becomes a thing where you're in this lifestyle slash cycle slash wheel that you're not taking anything away from that cycle as far as feeding yourself. You know what I
mm,
mean? Because a job, no matter how much you like your job, anybody that's hearing this, none of us would work in the way that is presented by choice.
right,
None of us, you know what I
right,
mean? We would all be operating under a different system if this wasn't the situation that was presented to us. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So that aspect of it is like you can't tell me that your job is your life, or it consumes everything from the point of view of like it's fulfilling you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I go ahead, cause
No, all I was gonna say was that it was, that to me is where, you find people that are they still have that. You don't have to be, what I'm saying, a teenager or a young 20-year-old to still carry your spirit. You know what I'm saying? I feel like some people, they get in that rat race and they kind of lose their spirit.
mm,
And that's where it's like, you got to do what's best for you. You got to be able to figure out, what do you enjoy doing outside of what makes you survive. You know what I'm saying? Like,
One step further, a lot of people will clown you for still having
mm,
that spirit.
yeah.
yes, exactly.
No, I'm actually I'm approaching the 20-year mark of me having a full-time job working for Department of Defense Aerospace. Like, I got my first job at 19, and for 20 years, I've had a full-time job, and it's been longer than 40 hours for a longer part of the 20 years. But one thing I learned now after doing it for so long is I know when I'm getting off every day. Even if I'm putting hours in, I know when I'm getting off. And
Hmm.
if I'm putting extra hours, everybody knows when I'm off. And just even any day of the week, everybody knows when I'm done working for the day, and I'm done working for the day at that time. And
Hmm.
I know that every single day when I wake up, and everybody knows that too. That way I work, I put in as hard as work I could, and then I'm done when I'm supposed to be done, and I'm out. And I'm gonna go do everything that I was busting my ass during the day to have time to do in the afternoon
Hmm.
every single day. And it took me a long time to learn that. But learning that shows that I create the balance and I still have control. While at the same time, I know I'm not in complete control, but I dedicate my day to getting off work and being able to do what I want to do.
Yeah, and even from the outside looking in, Joe, you handle your time very well, and you dedicate those times that you have set aside to whatever you're doing. Like I know whenever you're working on a project or something, you're very clear. Like, hey, at this time I'm gonna be doing this. Don't expect me to be involved in anything because I'm focused on this. And the same way, kind of like you're saying, once you're done with that, you say, hey, I'm done with that.
Yeah.
You know, if we're gonna play Call of Duty, if we're gonna record an up, whatever we're gonna do, you're not like, oh, hold on, I gotta go or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that that attention to detail and giving the things the correct amount of time is so crucial. And I feel like that's something a lot of adults, especially adults that only work a job, don't understand. They don't know how to value and prioritize time.
Mm.
And they can't even understand why things that they do are time wasting or would waste your time, or they don't understand why you don't want to carve out time in your schedule for them. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And it's like at the end of the day, you're operating in a whole different plane than I am. You know what I mean? It's not, we're not even on the same wavelength. Whenever whenever you're only giving importance to your job, that's
Yeah.
the only thing in your like that's the one thing in your life that everything else kind of falls around
Yeah.
it. Family, you know, fitness, health, everything just goes around whatever your job is doing. You're in a situation that you cannot sustain, you
Yeah.
know?
And I find myself when I recognize people are like that, I realize I don't have much to talk to them about.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Because we're not
because
even on the same type of time, bro.
yeah, and if all you talk about is work, then we ain't got a lot to talk about because I ain't trying to talk about that the whole
Yep.
time.
Thanks. See, this is the thing too, is that like, bro, a lot of people don't real, and I feel like, what I'm saying, the wiser you get, the more you realize that time is worth so much more than money. And for example, right now with me, I'm at a crossroad with my job because, like, I make a pretty decent amount of money, but I can make more with the education and the experience that I have easily. But my current position and my current role and my current, where I am in my career, it gives me the time, the energy, and obviously the finances to be able to do what I actually want to do outside of it. So it's like, yeah, I could go somewhere and make a little bit more money, but at the end of the day, is that position that's giving me more money going to take away so much more time?
And that's the thing about jobs. They'll give you the money. You know, once you prove yourself and they feel like, okay, this is somebody we can give the money to, they'll give you the money. But that money comes with your life a lot
Yep.
of times with these
Mm-hmm.
jobs.
The more they
They're
pay
like,
you, the more available you need to be to them.
Yep.
exactly. They
100%.
they really honestly feel like they're just buying your life and your
Mm-hmm.
time. And
Mm-hmm.
it's like if you fall into that trap, it's like, oh, you could be the one making
Yeah.
the money. You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
cool. But if you ain't fulfilled, that money don't mean nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
Man, it's funny because kind of going off of what you were saying, Joe, like sometimes you can't even talk to those kind of people because I actually had a friend that he's like a tradesman, you know what I mean? Like he does, kind of like handiwork, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he had a friend reaching out to him that was kind of like coming from a messed up situation, you know what I mean? Like going through some hard times and actually had a little bit of money like saved up. And my boy's like, "Oh, perfect." You know what I'm saying? He gave him the exact blueprint of what he needs to do, basically to get up on his feet, start his business, everything. And the dude always got an excuse. The dude is always like, you know, telling my boy this, telling my boy that. And he's like, "Bro, like
Mm-hmm.
I know your cash. You have a cash infusion right now. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like you got money.
Yeah.
You're not messed up. You know what I'm saying? And I'm giving you the blueprint. But if you don't have that mentality, you're
If
you're
you don't
wasting
want
your
it, you're
money.
not gonna succeed in it. No.
And that's something that I struggle with for a long time from the point of view of I was always trying to help everybody, thinking that I could make that difference to help turn their life
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Nah,
saying?
it's come to side. And that's what it is. It's not that you have to force yourself to like what you're doing or want to do what you're doing. Is you need to find something that you like doing and that you want to do. A lot of people think like, oh, if I just write it out and just, work hard, like maybe it'll grow. Nah, bro. If you hate it, you're gonna hate it forever.
Yep. And people need to understand how to leverage their situation. You know,
Mm-hmm.
when I did work a regular job, whatever rules was in place, once they saw the type of output that I was putting as an employee, them rules went out the window because they'll make concessions to somebody that's producing because not everybody's producing.
Yep.
You know what I mean? All the rules and all the stuff that they say for everybody, it don't apply to the people that are actually giving them quality work.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So people don't know how to leverage their situation, or they're just not given the work to be able to leverage their situation. Because that's another thing. I went to Walmart the other day to try to get some food like real quick because we didn't have time to make dinner. It was a busy day, so I'm like, I'll go to Walmart, get some chicken or whatever. Bro, I was waiting there for like 10 minutes at that area. People that was working there was walking by me like I wasn't there. There was a line of people behind me, and I just left. I'm like, I'll go to somewhere else. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But the point of the story is, I was talking to my wife about it, and I'm like, I don't care that you're working at Walmart. You know what I'm saying? The part of working at Walmart is not the issue here. The issue here is that you acting like what people think people that Walmart are like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to be a parody of yourself just because you're in that situation. Like, I don't understand why it hurts people to work hard. Like, they get this thing where like they don't want to look a certain way or whatever, and it goes
Yeah.
back
They
to
don't
that
want to
thing.
look like they're trying.
Yeah, everybody gangs up. Oh, look at this trier. Like, look at this trier. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
How is that an insult that I'm trying to get farther or make moves or do better? And it's just
Mm-hmm.
that mob mentality. Like, there's just a lot more people in the mob than the free thinkers that
Yeah.
separate themselves from it.
Facts. No, I think that, coming from somebody that literally started working, I mean, my first job was at KFC. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
I
Like,
worked at KFC too, dog.
yeah, bro, that was my first job, bro. And it's
Out of
like,
KFC. Nah,
hey,
bro.
the first people to give us a chance out here. You know what I'm
Bro,
saying?
I work with the homies, man. We got memories in KFC,
Bro,
bro.
Yo,
We got memories.
I used to bless all of Wentworth, bro. They would pull up to the KFC deep,
Tell
and
me you
they
worked
would
at the
walk
one
out of there.
in front of the bowling alley.
Yeah, that's where I started. That's where I started
Nah,
there, and I
outside
trained. I
the
trained there.
University in Rouse one.
Yeah, that's crazy. You probably worked there before I got there, type shit.
bro, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
man.
'Cause my first job was the McDonald's next to the one that you worked at, Quincy.
That same plaza?
Remember there was a McDonald's a
Yeah,
little bit
that's
down?
crazy. That's
Yo, it's
wild.
funny, dog. I got written up for eating a nugget one time,
Yeah, you
bro.
told me. I remember that.
And
Yo, tell that story, bro. You told me
bro,
that.
I remember like I was pretty young, you know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't even 18 yet. And I remember when this guy really pulled me into the office because like basically McDonald's is like a kind of thing where like everybody, I don't know about it now, but like at the time it was like everybody would eat food. They just like everybody was just cool, you know what I mean? And you just kind of had to be sneaky about it, you know what I mean? And I
Oh,
was
the
just
one on Murdoch? The one right there.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that
We
that
was on
kind
the
of connects.
Cumberland
It
Oh,
Farm.
kind of connects
bro,
to
we
Park
grew up
Manor.
in that McDonald's too,
Yeah,
dog. Oh,
yeah.
that's crazy. I definitely went there when you worked.
Now, probably I ain't worked there that long, but
I went
but
there
yeah,
a lot.
but yeah, when everybody would kind of just do their thing, and I ate a nugget, and the manager caught me, right? Like he saw me eating the nugget, so he calls me into his office, which his
Like you
office
just
is.
picked it out the fryer basket.
Yo, yeah, exactly. Like it was in the basket, and I just grabbed the nugget and ate it, right? So Buddy calls me into his office. He's like, "Oh, I need to see you in my office." Dog really pulled me in between two cash registers. Like, like the cash register that you go to
Yo,
order and pay, and then the next one they give you the food.
that's his
Yeah.
In
office,
between them registers, bruh, there's like a little hallway. That was this man's office. Like, and he really told me he took me to his office, right?
bruh.
So already I'm like, because like even from a kid, I like the job thing was just always a joke to me. I don't know why. Like it just didn't make sense to me. And I'm thinking like, bruh, you really pulled me in between the two cash registers talking about this your office, bruh. But anyway, so we get there and he has like 3 forms typed out because I took the nugget and he's like talking to me about it. I had to sign something about me taking a nugget, bro. I'm like, dog, your job is trash.
For real.
Facts.
You're
You're
really
right.
pulling
So
people in between two
and
cash
back then it
registers,
wasn't even real chicken back then.
It
bruh.
still ain't really.
You
It's
you
a little
pulling me
realer now though.
you're pulling me in between two cash registers to give me 3 papers about how I ate one nugget. Like, dog, it was just crazy. It was like the
Yeah, dude.
concept like kind of blew my mind. And like I remember I always like carry that with me. Like
Yeah,
as I keep going, like I don't ever want to be somebody that what
yeah,
I do on my daily basis sounds stupid when you talk
yeah.
about it
But you
later.
know what? That ties in what we just got done talking about. That was his man's life. His life was to write motherfuckers up for stealing chicken nuggets on the job, and that's crazy.
He
It
got paid a
was
dollar more than the person eating the nuggets to do it.
facts.
Like,
Facts.
bro, like it's not that deep, bro. Like they not counting the nuggets, my nigga. Why are
Yep.
you?
Exactly. And going back to what we was talking about, you gotta have other stuff in your life to give you
Yeah,
perspective.
bro.
Because if you're writing somebody up for a nugget, you're definitely not getting enough sun.
I tell
Yeah.
I tell you one thing, bro. Hey, shout out to Emo and Brit, man. We used to fucking go crazy in KFC, dog. Like, hey, I'll tell you what it is, man. We ate all day, niggas.
Bruh,
You
yo,
know
I
what I'm
used to take home
saying?
pizzas, buckets,
What, nigga? I was
breadsticks.
taking home
I used to
whatever the
wake because I
fuck.
used to live with my family. This is before I was 18. So I used to wake my family up like, yo, personal pan pizzas, buckets
Hmm.
of extra crispy,
Let's get it.
mad mashed
I
potato.
got dinner for the night. Let's
I
go.
got mad like early job stories. I used to work at the Goodwill behind that McDonald's. Me and Megatron worked back there,
Oh
dog.
wow, that's wild.
Bro, I
I
got I have some homies that worked at Wendy's for a little bit, and they had like a little apartment in the hood, and then we would go over there to like just chill and vibe over there.
yeah,
And whenever he opened the fridge and the freezer, dog, he had the frozen bags of nuggets, the
yeah.
like
Yes.
every bro. He was not like they weren't even like being slick about it. Like they was
It-
literally
Nah,
taking boxes of
you
food,
know
bro.
Ruben's brother Mike, right? Do you know Ruben's brother Mike Muniz?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Oh
yep, yep.
Yeah,
shit. Yeah, I know Mike
yeah.
Munez. We went
So
to middle
he
school together, bro. We
Yeah,
grew
that's
up together.
Ruben's one of our best friends, bro. I grew up with
Wow.
him. I really grew up with Mike.
Wow, that's crazy.
Uh, so when he used to work at Wendy's, the one at Colonial in Alafaya,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
bruh. So we used to go and we're like, yo, Mike works there. Tell him he's gonna hook us up. So Ruben's like, yo, he said just pull up to the drive-through. I was like, but can we put an order? And he said, nah, you're just gonna get what you get. Bro, they would just shove mad burgers and fries and nuggets in the bag. We pull up a drive-through, they handed us and we pull off. I was like, let's go.
Bro,
I
that's
don't
yeah, I've
care.
done that plenty of time, bro. I'm
Oh
telling you, bro.
man,
Wentworth used to pull up to KFC like once a week, bro. I swear to God.
that's
Dog, I
what's
They
up.
would
remember.
come out there with 6 or 7 mashed potato bowls, a family size popcorn chicken. Like, bro, I was storing everything. I was like, bro,
Dog,
you
I
already
was
know
on
what
the
it
other
is.
side of that. I used to see when they used to plan the trips because we
Yeah.
were already at work. You know what I'm saying? Like we'd be at the basketball court or something. Somebody will pop up like, "Hey man, we about to go to KFC." Quincy's
Who's
working
that,
there,
Ronnie?
right? Like,
I'm telling you, dog, that's crazy,
Yo,
man.
we
Good
all got to
times,
share
bro.
some
Good
of those
times.
stories, man, of the ratchet shit we used to do before we were adults.
Facts.
yo,
I
facts.
think there's what's it called, statute of limitations by now.
Yeah, no, facts.
Yeah, man, bro. We got like I always say, dog. Like we got so many crazy stories, and I just want so badly for like one of those people from that time to get on and like just like because I don't remember nothing, dog. Like you got to really like spark my memory with a lot of stuff because it was just
Yo,
every day was something
yeah.
crazy. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So it's like
facts.
it kind of just gets buried in there.
I
You
love
know?
the people who remember stories, and I hate when I don't remember them. But people be like,
Mhm.
but when you really hear a story and you dig deep, and then you remember, you're like, wow,
Facts.
That
It was
how did
really
I
something
not
happened.
crazy.
Yeah,
remember
facts.
that time? Like that was
Facts.
such a big time. Yeah,
Big
it's
facts.
fun when you get old and you dig into memories you forgot about.
Yeah, facts. It's funny even I think me and Quincy was talking about it like just when we were on the phone or something the other day, like just how many things happened in Wentworth and all the memories we got, but it was really like the worst time of our lives, like statistically
Right.
speaking, you know what I
For
mean?
real. Yeah. No, that's what for me to be doing all the ratchet stuff is because I had a reason to, and that's why it's crazy that I think about it now. Like I would never do any of that today, but
Mhm.
I had a reason to do it back then.
Yeah, because it's like, bro, me and Quincy's home life was in shambles, bro. Like our home lives were like just
I
I'm
remember
telling you, bro.
gathering,
Oof.
Damn, we lost
like
my dog.
no, no, no. He's
Like
still
Oh,
there. He's
you
still
cut
there.
out.
He's
What'd
still
you
there.
say?
there he
I
is.
was
There
there.
he is. Ooh.
Who you losing, me or Quincy?
Me?
Just Quincy.
Oh yeah, bet,
That's
bet. That's what I
crazy. How
thought.
about now? Because I'm not here. I'm not losing y'all. We good?
I bet. There you go. Yeah,
Yeah.
you good
All
now.
right, we back, man. Because all I was gonna say was, I remember gathering like
Oh my God, we lost those again.
This guy's lagging out of the game.
Yo, since we revealing stuff, bro, we've been dealing with Quincy's fake internet for like a year now, bro. We play Call of Duty and this guy's on dial-up, dog. I
Bruh.
swear every time he logs in, I hear the little door open from AIM.
Guy's
Dog,
looking at his knuckles right now, naming them. Oh, there he is. He's back.
he's back. Oh my, no, he ain't
Yeah,
back.
all right. We got to keep going.
Yeah, facts. But
Um,
dog, nah, for
we
sure.
got to share. I'm down to hear. Bring your Wentworth people in. Listen to y'all stories. I want to sit here like Parks, just on the cut, just listening.
Bro, like even Edgar, we always play video games with Edgar. And Edgar was telling me the other day about how hold on one sec. Edgar was telling me the other day about how when he moved to Wentworth, he didn't speak English before that, and he didn't have glasses before that.
And y'all
Like he
taught him English in glasses.
like he got glasses and learned English when he came, like, to start living in Wentworth and stuff. And I'm like, damn, bro, like there's so many. That's what I was saying, Quincy. Like, there's so many things that was going on that we didn't even know because we didn't even talk about that stuff at that time. Like,
Yeah.
as kids, it was just like kind of dealt with whatever was going on,
Yeah.
and like, we would just keep it moving.
Now, there's things that have come to light from my childhood, as far as my circle of friends, and a bunch of stuff that I was like, wow, like all we had to do was ask a question. And we just never had that kind of awareness as kids, and we never had any reason to care about what was really going on. We just thought, hey, this is how we live in life right now. This is normal. Everything's normal. This is how everybody does it, kind of thing.
Yeah,
I mean,
facts.
and then we all had different lives, but we all thought our lives were normal. This guy's
Yeah.
3 Quincy's
Yo,
right
I
now.
feel like I'm in the multiverse of madness right now. Quincy
This guy
joined
got
this
2
app
variants
on
over here.
73 devices, and all I see is different screenshots of Quincy.
Yeah, this guy got his variants over
Yo,
here.
this is crazy. No, I don't even know what's happening right now, bro.
Oh shit!
Like,
Oh,
why,
man.
bro?
I swear this is like an Eminem video. Like, "Well, this looks like this
Yeah,
job for me," and they
you know
just
what
keep
he did?
duplicating, bro.
He was no, you're good now, but he was getting ready to. He's gonna have the YouTube clip. It's gonna be 3 of his faces smiling, bro.
Oh my god, the multiverse of smiles.
That's good. Yeah, that has to be the
that
name
shit
of
about to
this
go viral,
episode.
son.
Yo, this episode is gonna be called the multiverse of smiles, bro.
Smiles, dude. Oh
But now,
man,
what were
I'm
you saying?
sweating.
That you remember what?
Shit, man. At this point, nigga, shit.
You were saying back in Wentworth, you were like, I remember.
And you went like this.
You were like mad into it. I was ready, dog.
Oh,
and you
dog.
at the worst time. Like I was ready to hear it,
Bro, I
bro.
don't even remember what we was talking about at this point, bro. I
Now
was
we were
so
just talking
locked in.
about how crazy Wentworth was, like
Our
that we were
the
going through the
stories.
worst.
Oh shit, I remember. Good looks, good looks. So I remember when like, yo, my grandmother used to collect like change, you know what I'm saying? Like she would have like a jar of change and shit. And I remember Domino's used to pull up for the like to sell like $5 pieces and shit. And like I would come home from school, mind you, bro. Like I'm home by myself. My sister gets home in like an hour or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's just me and that bitch. And I'm starving, nigga. Nigga, I went and dug in that change, bro. I went up to the Domino spot with a handful of change. Like, yo, I need that. Like, yo,
Wow.
I need. But it was just the thought that like, you know what I'm saying? Like, as a fucking 15-year-old kid, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't really have shit in the crib. You know what I'm saying? I ain't really have, options. And, at the
Yeah,
time,
bro.
bro, you know what I'm saying? My mom, she was like, bro, I'm putting food in here. I'm working. You know what I'm saying? Like, you do what y'all gotta do. So, like, it's just crazy to think about. Like, that's like the lifestyle that I came from. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Facts.
No,
Like
it is.
even you talking about that just made me think like I would eat like the same kind of rotation of stuff, like to the point where when I got older and I started like, living on my own and stuff like that, I was seeing like, oh dang, like there's this kind of meat, there's this kind of chicken, like there's this kind
No,
of
it's also you get older and you're like, why did I eat that fake ass meat? Why did I eat all that?
facts. Why'd I eat all that processed ass shit for
Bro,
so long?
we used to eat
that's
as a
at the time when
snack.
we had to, you know what I'm saying? Like there was
Exactly.
no other option.
I
Yep.
grew up
Facts.
eating boiled hot dogs with a bowl of ketchup and mayonnaise and just dipping the hot dog in the ketchup and mayonnaise in it. And y'all remember it was like aluminum foil pan and it was like a turkey with gravy,
Yeah,
but it
and I
wasn't really turkey. Yo, we used to eat that like almost every night with just like white rice. And it's crazy how I used to just think, and that's why I was just telling Lester, Quincy, during while you were going through the quantum
like you're making
realm,
quantum
is
leap,
while you're going to the quantum realm, I was telling him that at that point, though all our lives were different, we all thought our lives were normal and everybody lives this life. You know, this is
Yeah,
just
no,
how
that's
life
facts.
is
That's
until
facts.
you start living a different life. And as you reach those different lives, you realize how that life was not normal at all.
But
And it's crazy that you lived through that.
you know, that's one thing that like, and shout out to Les, bro, because he's like one of the few friends I know that has kids, and you know, I mean, they're at the age now where they're thinking for themselves. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to him because like that's one thing that for me, I've always told myself like I don't want my kids or my future kids to go through
Mhm,
what I went through, but I want them to understand that people go through different things. You know
mhm,
what I'm saying? And I feel like you've done a great job at doing that with your kids because like that's so important, bro. Like at that age, bro, we all thought that that was normal, and it's not. If
mhm.
I knew that wasn't normal at that age, bro, I would have started doing some of the stuff I started doing as a young adult, as a
Yeah,
kid. You know,
yeah.
I just know that like mentally, that's where I was, but I just didn't know what I needed to know.
bro.
Mhm,
Something that like impacted me so hard, like just based off of what you're saying, like just about treating people and seeing how people are treated, like just from the situation they're in, bro. When I was in third grade, that I still lived in Texas, because I lived in Texas before I came to Florida. Like I went from Puerto Rico to Texas, and then I came here. So when I lived in Texas, there was like a couple other kids that were kind of like broke like me in the school, but the school was kind of like in an area where it was like around some neighborhoods and stuff. So like it was like, there wasn't too many like inner city type kids there, you know what I mean? Because even at the time we rented like a one, it wasn't even like a bedroom, it was like a little, it was four of us and we had like a little studio apartment, and we all, and my brother was like a newborn, like it was crazy.
damn.
But anyway, I went to school one time, and there was a girl that was kind of like broke too, and she would like take the extra, like whenever it was breakfast or lunch or whatever, she would sometimes take like the extra stuff, you know what I mean? Like if there was extra juices that were unopened or whatever, or somebody left their applesauce or something like that, like she would
Mhm,
grab all that stuff to bring it. Like she had a little brother, so she would grab it for her and her little brother. And one day she found a jacket like outside, at the school. Like one of the kids took it off. She saw it. She's third. We're all in third grade, so she's a third grader. Not, she probably didn't have no malice behind it. She just put the jacket on. You know what I'm saying? And then she started wearing the jacket. A couple of days later or something, the kid was like, "Oh, that's my jacket." The teacher grabbed the girl, kind of like took her out of the class to the hallway, and like basically like tried her in front of everybody, like for having the jacket or whatever. Like
damn.
put her on the spot in front of all the kids walking by and stuff. Like, bruh, it was to the point, like I'm telling you, I remember this, dog. It's like something I'll never forget. Like I don't remember nothing from that grade. Like matter of fact, I was in second grade. I wasn't even in third grade yet. So it was even farther behind. Like I don't remember nothing else pretty much from that, but I remember that, and I remember when they made her take the jacket off. Underneath, she had like some of the juices and the applesauces and stuff like in her
Mhm,
pockets and stuff. And when the teacher saw that, she was, "Oh, that you're not supposed to take that. This isn't that." And she took all that stuff from her too. And I just remember like that feeling that I had right there, just even seeing that and the way that she felt. It's like, bruh, I will never make somebody feel like that. You know what
yeah.
I mean? Like
Mhm.
No, that's terrible.
just the way that she ridiculed that. Yo, she was crying like crazy. Her little
Yeah.
brother was there at the time. The little brother started
Hateful
crying.
people,
She was
bro.
crying. Dog, this is a teacher
Yeah.
and a second grader,
Hateful
dog.
people, dog. Hateful
Mhm.
people.
And it's just crazy. Like there's so many people like that just walking around out
Mhm.
here, bro.
But we watch my wife and I watch a lot of criminal profiling shows and stuff. And when it comes to something like that, it's people who have always had a power over them their whole lives, and now they found some way to have control and power, and they exert it on people
Yeah.
lower than them. And some people it takes all the way down to second graders that they feel comfortable
Yeah.
finally. showing their control and power over somebody, which is ridiculous, and they keep those people out of. I mean, that falls a lot of categories, including police.
I mean, we
That's the
all just
majority of our police.
a product of our environment. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And that's really what that came down to. But that's also like it still don't excuse the behavior.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, bro,
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
shouldn't be
no, I
doing
mean,
that.
we all are, but not everybody's that negative. You know what I mean? I think there's
Yeah,
levels to that product as well.
facts. Yeah, some people take it and they see the positive side of it, and other people kind of feed off the negative side of it
Yeah.
for sure.
Yep. Man, and even to kind of put a bow on that, it's that saying where they say there's two brothers. One of them's an alcoholic. The other one's a successful businessman. They asked them why they are the way they are. Both of them said, because my dad was an alcoholic.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just that same idea. You can take what happens and the lumps that you're given and the way things are going. You can take it and turn it into something better down the line, or you can kind of just accept it and just be part of the cycle.
Yep. One more.
But yeah, man, I feel like that's a perfect place to end it. Super dope episode. One of the next times that we link up, I definitely want to get into the corporate politics thing because it's something y'all know about. It's definitely interesting, like even just to hear about like the little emails and stuff y'all got back and forth. But yeah, y'all got anything y'all want to leave them with?
Shit,
Elevate.
Man. Yeah,
Elevate.
man, Elevate is dropped. I mean, by the time y'all hear this, Elevate is
yeah.
out. Yeah, it'll be out. You know what I'm saying? But I got something else coming in a few weeks, so definitely sit with that Elevate.
Quincy
and
Jamal.
Tap in, man. I got some music coming out, man.
You could just put that name in Apple, YouTube, anything that has music. Just type in Quincy Jamal. His new joints will pop up. He's dropping a video with that too. The Elevate is super dope vibe. I'm excited for people to see that. I want to see what the reaction is to that video, man.
Same, bro.
Stay grounded.
Yes, sir. And always, the most important thing of your week. If you're going to do something this week to better your life, the thing you must do is stay butter.